Welcome to Warriors TV. Tonight we are talking with Nottingham Lions captain Luke Thomas. First of all, Luke, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Difficult conditions out there, wasn't it? Particularly in the first period. We just mentioned before we went on air about the mist. How difficult was that to play in?
Yeah, really bad. I mean, that first period, I was suddenly on the blue line attacking, and you couldn't see the goal. And obviously, with Whitley playing in white shirts, it made it a little bit more tough. And I think probably Whitley adjusted to those conditions a little bit better. They were kind of playing on the conditions and kind of making us think that they were breaking out one side and we're looking at the skating, but then it's coming out the other side because we can't see the puck. So tough place to play, especially when what a team of kids and a lot with their first senior games. So always tough place to come anyway, but that just made it twice as hard.
Yeah, and Lucas Shelton in goal. It must have been particularly difficult for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Luke has been training with the Panthers for the last couple of weeks in their pre-season. I think you can tell that. He's looking sharp. But a few times when I was next to him making saves, he was kind of like saying, I've made that save out of instinct. He's not seen it, and luckily he's saved it. But that's a sign of a good goalie that can kind of see the shape of the body of the shooter and get himself into positions and doesn't always need to see the puck. So that bodes well for Luca. And that link up with the Panthers is doing him a world of good. Yeah,
and reflected in his man of the match performance, faced a lot of shots and stopped a lot. And 5-1, perhaps, it didn't reflect just how close the Lions kept the game at times.
Yeah, it's a tough place to come, and we've come here for the first game of the season now, I think 3 or 4 years in a row. So and we've been on the end of some absolute drubbings, 10, 12 goals difference. So I said to the lads at the end, I'm not worried with a 5-1. There's a lot of juniors, a lot of youth in there playing their first games. James Mather, indeed, first ever senior game and looked like he'd played 10 years of senior hockey. So there's some good performances there. Yeah. I think for the first time this season, we'll be more of a big ice team. We've got some speed and some skill, and then the experience kind of towards the back will probably lend better to our forwards being able to open their legs up and get a run on some defenders in the league. So we're looking forward to next week's game, and I think we'll look a completely different team on the bigger ice.
Yeah, a lot of, because it is predominantly a young team, the Lions, a lot of them do move on season by season. So how difficult is that? Because the next young batch comes through. So, and I guess you've got like a crucial role in that because you're one of the more experienced players on there. Yeah,
it's been difficult now for 4 or 5 years. I think when I first signed back for the Lions, it must be about 10 years ago now, we said we've got a 5-year plan. And like you say, the problem is every time that you get somewhere, someone else leaves. But we've got a good core of players now. I think probably 50% of the team have been together for 3-4 years. At the end of last season, I sat them down in the change rooms after the last game and said, listen, we're no longer a development team. We should now be mixing it. There's guys that are 19, 20, 21, but have played 100, 150 games. So we're bringing development through, and hopefully we can look at keeping our kids a little bit longer. The new link up with Peterborough will obviously help with that. Yeah. And obviously the new Panthers coach has been really helpful, has taken a real keen interest. So we're hoping now that we can kind of go on a 3 or 4 year run, keep the core together, and kind of look at mid to top end of the table rather than being lounging at the bottom.
Yeah, it'd be great to see. You mentioned as well, obviously next week the two sides meet again, early face-off in Nottingham. So what's your thoughts on that one ahead of it?
Yeah, like I say, if we've got a full team and we've got everyone fit, I think it will be a different game. Warriors always play well at home. You play the conditions, play the ice well. I think we've got enough speed to be able to trouble the Warriors next year. Listen, I've got no doubt that Whitley will be top 3 come the end of the season, so it's going to be tough. But I think that if we come with our A game, I wouldn't be surprised if we can maybe even turn Whitley over or at least get some kind of result.
Yeah, because let's believe it's on the big ice, isn't it?
Yeah, we're on the arena, but contrary to popular belief, the 2 ice pads are exactly the same size in Nottingham. Just the seats make it look bigger. But it's different when you're playing on there, and especially when there's no crowd in. There's just a lot of empty seats. It's a very weird atmosphere to play in. So it does throw some teams off. We're used to it. We've trained in there. We've played in there before. So hopefully we'll take that home ice advantage and turn it to a result.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing that, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.